Welcome to iscope.media. We bring you the latest political news from across the country. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest updates. Whenever the topic of the BJP and Narendra Modi's future comes up, the refrain is, there is no alternative. Some might concede to a few chinks in his armor and are willing to acknowledge that BJP might struggle in some state-level elections. But this is quickly followed up with the chorus, but at the national level, there is no alternative. It is almost as if the conversation is like a bad nursery rhyme that goes something like this. The Prime Minister is sowing the seed of division, protesting poisonous speech, the coarsening of the civil society, and unleashing the furies of hate. This alone would disqualify him, but the refrain goes, there is no alternative. There was a Prime Minister who kissed the floor of Parliament. It turned out to be the case of the death of parliamentary democracy. But the refrain goes, there is no alternative. There was a Prime Minister who promised strong national security, but the result was the loss of territorial access, being tied down on the land border and the prospect of a two-front war. So confident is the nation that even a parliamentary question on China was disallowed. Yet the refrain goes, there is no alternative. There was a Prime Minister who promised strong internal security. Indeed, this goal was achieved. Now that the missionaries of charity, human rights activists, environmental advocates, assorted journalists and writers can be hounded, we know the nation is safe. Did we not tell you there is no alternative? There was a Prime Minister who promised to secure our border states. Yet for the first time in more than a decade, by the government's own admission, the bogey of violence in Punjab has reared its head. The gains of peace are being rolled back in Northeast, and the deepening alienation and repression in Kashmir continues. But the chorus rises, we have no alternative. There was a Prime Minister who made the stock markets rise. Like every government in the last 20 years, his government has also done a couple of schemes well. Perhaps the top 10% of the population really flourished. But we are still not at a trend growth rate of 8% of the 2003 to 2009 period. Youth unemployment is rising. The fall in poverty levels is arrested. Inequality and deprivation is rising. Exports are performing modestly. And wholesale inflation spiked to 14.3% in November, the highest since 1991. But even after 7 years, this must be the fault of the previous government or the US Fed. You see, there is really no alternative. Well, now stay with us. We shall bring you the latest updates on all these news. This is Aparna Sindhu reporting for iscope.media.